continue. I'd like to go to item 12. Mr. Treasurer, would you like to walk us through this?
Sure. We're going to break these down into sub-categories, sub-motions here. So we're in agenda item 12. We'll now specifically address 12.1, which is the reimbursements. There is a change here of this number.
Yes.
There was a inclusion of tips, which is not allowed. So the reimbursement total is not $684.97. It is $673.85 in your scorebooks. And these are for reimbursements to our secretary for meeting-related items throughout this fiscal year.
And the receipts are included in the packet.
There's
Yes.
receipts, yes. Everybody has receipts in the packet.
Yes.
So, Mr. President, I would suggest that we vote on each one of these. I have forms, FRN forms prepared for each one of these. They should be quick.
I need a single motion because I have to include public comment on them. So that's why I kind of lumped them in here. Let's go through them. Decide what we want to amend or keep or not keep, and then end up with one motion at the end.
Okay. Then we're moving on then. 12.2. My papers here. 12.2. Again, these are reimbursements to ISAM for meeting issues. This amount also is adjusted slightly. The true amount is $154.92. The same reasoning. Included the tip.
Okay.
Can you inform the stakeholders the reason why we're reimbursing is that we didn't have a budget?
Sure.
We
So,
didn't have a,
if you have been living under a rock for the past few months,
just going on record.
there was
Good point.
no treasurer, no approved budget, so technically no expenditures were allowed. So we have been paying out of pocket as meetings have still been occurring for the community's behalf. So these reimbursements are to make our board members who have been paying out of pocket for these expenses whole once again.
Thank you.
Okay, so this item, again, $154.92. Okay. 12.3. These are invoices from Apple One for the note taker. These invoices span April of 2016, May of 2016, which technically speaking are in the last fiscal year. However, they were not paid. Those total $438.90.
Number 4.
12.4. The same. We have, apologize, I don't have my papers organized. Again, the same thing. We're note taker invoices for June, which would be the previous fiscal year, and July, which is this fiscal year. 12.5 is the annual renewal for our post office box, which is currently extremely overdue, such that we are not receiving snail mail. Okay. This amount also needs to be updated, as listed at $348, with the handling fee for keeping our box for many, many weeks past its expiration. There is a $20 handling fee by the U.S. Postal Service. That total is $368, and that is a one-year renewal on the box, which will carry us through June of 2017.
Okay.
Lastly, 12.6 are the invoices for More Business Results, which is our website. It's many more, totaling $1,962. These are not the traditional retainer. These are actual hours spent. For July and August, these would come out of this year's budget.
Okay.
So Andrew, you just said 1962, but it says,
$1,962.
this says 1900.
1962 cents.
Yes, that's why I got it.
Okay.
All right. Can I have a motion
I move
to
to
approve
approve
the modified numbers?
I move to approve the item number 12 motion with all the 6 items, including modifications. I second.
All right. Public comment on this? Christie? Please step up to the mic.
So my main concern looking at the reimbursements and looking at other neighborhood councils, what they spend on their website and constant contact and whatnot, is that $1,000 a month is a lot of money for you guys to be spending. It just is. I mean, if you look, I haven't seen any other neighborhood council that's spending $750, which was the previous budget, and now it's up to even higher to $1,000. And what I have an issue with is that most neighborhood councils, their budget is close to $2,000 to $3,000 on average for the year, and you guys are giving $1,900 for 2 months. So as far as, I think it's taking money away from other things that would really benefit the community. And in reading what the original reason why neighborhood councils was to do stuff for the community, outreach, events, traffic and whatnot, and I think you really need to try to refocus and take a step back and look at it. And if there was a $100,000 budget, maybe spending the $10,000 wouldn't be, but right now it's 1/3 of your budget. You guys need to tighten the strings a little bit, in my opinion.
Okay. Just a minute. Thank you. Any other public comment? All right. Board comments and discussion. David?
Never mind.
There's some other neighborhood councils here. Does anybody know? I mean, it's not. Okay, I wanted to just make a comment.
Just a second. David, do you have something you want to say?
From my understanding, and Andrew can agree or with this, I think we are limited to approved vendors. And she is an approved vendor with the city of Los Angeles. So if other neighborhood councils are spending less money for approved vendors, something for us to look into. Is that correct, Andrew? Because I think, how many approved vendors did we say?
It's like 4.
Four.
That really doesn't address the motion. That's the budget.
No, we were addressing
Oh,
the
that's the
comment.
future. Okay, yeah. For this
So you're concerned about the amount? Is that what you're
Well,
stressing?
what we looked into, yes.
Okay, we did,
Can we come down to the table?
oh, I'm sorry, I thought you were going to.
Yeah, I mean, we're reimbursing people for expenses.
Of course.
That's the motion. Just
Okay.
vote on the motion.
Sherry, any comment on
Oh,
these?
my comment is I believe that everybody put out of pocket, whether it be ours or personal credit cards, we should just approve it and worry about future expenses at a future date, like maybe budget, what's it called, retreat day or something? Okay? Agreed.
Okay, Susan,
Agreed.
any comment?
I'd like to say that I think that we have one of the best outreach programs of all neighborhood councils, and we are able to reach a lot of people. I think she's with her, and she's the glue that's kept us all together through all of our transition, and she gets the word out. She's non-biased, and my personal opinion is she does an amazing job. And if we were to look at getting someone else, as a business owner, you know that training a new person costs tens of thousands of dollars, and she's on top of everything. She writes her newspaper articles, she keeps her name out there all the time, she's connected. She does more than just a website.
Okay. David?
So, I hear what you're saying. I do think that she does a lot and has done so much. And I think the one thing that we had discussed when we the first meeting we had was to go from the, I don't know
how much communication I have with her on a particular day, so you're raising the question. So let me ask you. Yes, you gotta understand, our neighborhood council posts a lot of things. There's a lot of activity going on. There's almost something that I get every day about something. So to that extent, I want you to understand that whenever it comes to posting on the website, sending an e-blast, posting a poster about some event somewhere, she asks me and I give her the go-ahead to posting. So there's a lot of communication about that. So part of this is my fault. I work in a business that I need to make a decision in 5 seconds and move to the next decision. I'm not used to saying, let's hold on until we have 10 items and we go in next week and post them. So I need to exercise restraint also and say, don't just send an email to Wendy and say, Wendy, can you post this now? Because every time you ask somebody to post something, it's going to take some time to get off what they're doing, do it, post it, and leave. So part of that blame is on me, and I'll take that certainly into consideration as I communicate with her. There are other things that Wendy has done in the past by default, because that is how the work arrangement was with the previous board, and that's how she was accustomed to it. And that was the framework that she was given for her services. And we have had discussions about taking a look at that framework and decided what do we want to spend money on or not based on the situation that we have. So if we find, as we're finding that we're spending probably too much money when you consider all the outreach activities we're doing, I need to have a conversation with her about maybe cutting back on some of the other things that will affect us, in the sense that if we want to ask her, no need to go to this meeting and spend the time there as part of your routine work. We have to manage our budget, and so we need to figure out where the money's going to go. But just understand that she's not off on her own doing things. I ask a lot of her.
Okay, that
And I
answers
want
my,
everybody to understand that. I ask a lot of her all the time.
that answers my question, but there was one item on there that she had put on there, attending the meeting for the center, the shopping center. And she told me that she presented that as a stakeholder, and then we'd see it on there. So I was confused by that, and
Okay.
it's
Okay.
just a small,
Okay,
but it was,
okay. No, okay. Alex?
Yeah, I still have a problem with that.
Pardon me, Ms. Grissom, she's not here to explain. Why don't you just?
I don't know.
Items.
It's
Why are
not
you
for her,
discussing?
it's not for her, this is our money, and we are discussing how we're spending our money. There's nothing wrong with having a discussion about it, and then we're voting.
No, but my point is, these are already expended things. We're not planning for the future.
I understand. This is we're just discussing it. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Except that we're running out of time.
All right, we're good.
Alex, I want to respect the process. Alex, please, you have something to say, please.
No interruption.
You got it.
I have a problem spending 30% of budget for the website management. I've been raising this question 2 years ago. I've been raising this all along. I think this way out of our capacity. Again, because you have a $37,000 budget, you give $10,000 to one vendor. Okay? I think it's way too much. You just go broke if you run business like that. You take in $37,000 and you spend $30,000 on website management. I want you to pay some attention. Yeah.
My only comment again is that we are discussing items already spent. If you have any issues with the budget or its direction, please come to the retreat.
October 8th.
All right.
Okay? Please come. That is the time when that is open. That is open to all stakeholders. Okay?
Two people
The
came.
location is to be
And
determined.
just so you know, 2 people came last year and 2 people came the year before. So it's not well attended because usually we manage our money,
Terry,
but
that is your issue.
I know, but I'm just saying.
You done?
I'm done.
All right.
I just want to say that we all need to respect each other in terms of somebody speaking. I don't think it's appropriate
All right,
discuss this.
I have a vote. Vote on the motion. With the roll.
All right, Sherry.
Yes.
Susan.
Yes.
Jennifer.
Yes.
Mel.
Yes.
Alex.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Andrew. Yes. Becky.
Yes.
Gabriel. Yes. Hassan.
Yes.
Unanimous.
All right, thank you. It is 9:30.
We can finish.
I'm sorry?
We can finish.
You're kicking us out.
Sure. Kicking us out.
We've been here till 11. There was a meeting with Baylor and I wanted to.
Sharon, Sharon, I've had to grovel to get a half-hour overtime today. Trust me, we're not saying it out of just because I want to go home.
No, I know.
So, if a woman walks in, I gotta stop the meeting, because that's what she's been told.
Gotcha.
All right. I'd like to, without objection, go to item 14. Any problems? Okay. Item 14, David?
Actually,
I'm sorry.
under 13.3, that event is happening on October 1st. The Valley's Nest PRNC Fair.
Oh, yeah.
So technically, you cannot prove it NTG after the fact. You have to prove it ahead of time. So if you want to support this event, I do recommend you prove that. I know you've already voted on it,
That's the problem.
but I, just to avoid any, I know you have to re-vote on it again during this fiscal year, but I think it's wise to vote on it prior to the event happening. Anyway, that's up to you.
All right.
More branches are
Okay.
listed
All
on
right.
the flyers.
All right, I'll respect that. Let's stay with number 13. Andrew?
All right, agenda 13, there'll be a couple modifications here. 13.1, this is $500 to Nobel. This should have come out of last year's budget and didn't. So we're re-voting on this item. 13.2, I have not received any further information about it, so we're going to table 13.2. 13.3, we've already previously voted on this, $800 for the disaster fair. That's out of this year's budget. 13.4 is being tabled. It is still being investigated.
What's being investigated?
13.4?
Yeah, 13.4 is being tabled.
Why is it being tabled?
Do we have the
You want me to
paperwork for
answer
it? Do we have,
Because it's a, you know what?
do we have the paperwork for it? That's all.
You want me to answer?
We do not have the paperwork for this. And there is some confusion as to the status of this particular order and whether it has been completed or not. So this item is being tabled.
What do you mean being completed or not?
Whether it was
Whether it was already purchased.
The firemen's didn't get it.
They're brush boxes for
They're brush
fire
fire
department,
things,
and
fire
they're coming
department
up
said
on
they didn't
fire
get it.
season.
Yes.
What can
I
I
already had email correspondence saying these items were paid for and ordered.
do?
So that they were paid for and ordered. So I'm not going to authorize or revoke to spend additional money.
Okay, and
Until we know whether or
I
not.
sent you the thing from Minuteman Press,
Mhm.
and I don't see that on here.
That did not make it on this agenda.
Let me explain why. You asked for the reimbursement to you.
No, it's not. It's to Minuteman Press. It was never paid. I didn't pay it. I sent you the, I sent you.
Your representation to me was that you had paid it on
I did
behalf.
not pay it.
We thought
No,
this
I
is
did
an
not
invoice
pay
that
it.
you had paid and you
No,
were
no, no,
looking
no,
for
no, no.
reimbursement. Okay.
It's still an outstanding invoice.
So
from
how
Minuteman.
can a vendor give us an invoice from November of 2015 and now we're looking at the pay? What happened to that?
That was submitted, right, the name tags were handed out at the December meeting
Of 2015.
of 2015, and I've submitted that invoice to our past treasurer. I've submitted it like 5 times, I don't know what the confusion is. I did not pay for it, they're used to working with the neighborhood council, and they give leeway for it, and it's like $60, $55 $25.
All right. No, I appreciate that. I just did not understand that this was a non-paid vendor invoice. I thought this was a reimbursement similar to the other ones that we have
Oh,
here.
no.
And so we needed to know from you
You
that you have
just,
paid
it
this and
has to
stuff.
be, yes, and
All right.
just to let you also know, Mike, this is, if you guys want name tags, and if you like them, we can order them for the new board members, and they will invoice us, and then we just,
Yeah.
But maybe we should.
but that's for another time.
Okay, so let's make sure,
But I
please
did not
bring it up as a motion for October, and we'll make sure we put it on the
Thank you.
agenda.
And they're very patient.
Along with the business cards, we have that.
Well, we already voted on that, so I don't know what the status of that is. Yes, David?
So I just want to go on record, I was at the fire station today, I did speak to the chief. They have not received them. And for the board, Andrew and I are trying to resolve the issue of what really happened. So they don't have them, nor were they ever ordered, okay? So we've spoken to the place in Montana, so for the stakeholders, they have to understand that we're trying to catch up on a lot of things that have been kicked underneath the rug. And to make it happen.
We
for
did,
the
we
community.
did no business, we did no personal business on the board for like 8 months. Nothing got done, nothing got approved.
Our treasurer and signer too have burden of figuring out what we need to do here, and we put it on the agenda because we needed to put it on the agenda, to agendize it, but the idea was to be able to clear all the paperwork by the time we get here. We do not have enough information on this item to be able to proceed with it, so that's why we need to table it so we can proceed with that, and that we do have thorough paperwork.
So we
And
can
that's
bring
fine.
it up and make a motion at the next meeting.
Assuming they will resolve the paperwork on this board. Just bear with me 1 second. So, any public comment on this item? Yes, Ms. Zippi?
From last year's budget, do we know if there was money that wasn't spent in it, or was it overspent? Because it seemed, and I've been trying to figure that out in previous years, where certain money's allotted, and then you can never tell whether that vendor or whether that person got the money. So if there was a $1,000 quote, and then you don't know if it was $780, or how do you know?
I'm gonna break the rule and just answer the question. We are looking into that to find
Okay.
out, so let our treasurer and signer figure it out and come back and report.
And you'll let us know what the budget, if it was under or over?
Any information that we share with the board is public information,
All
so
right.
that's what will happen. Any other public comment, please? The gentleman there. Glenn.
Sorry, so I know 4 is off. What, of the other 3, which ones are still in play?
One and 3.
For tonight, okay. So my comment is a general comment just to, for when you get ready to make your motion. I know for a fact that the Disaster Preparedness Fair is a neighborhood purposes grant. So in your motion to approve, it needs to state that you're approving the neighborhood purposes grant to the Southern California Preparedness Foundation. And since I'm here tonight, and I may not be the next time you're here, just number 2, that's the same thing, neighborhood purposes grant payable to the Kiwanis Club Foundation of Northridge, Kiwanis Club Foundation of Northridge. That's the party, so that has to be added into the motion. And now, anything to a school is also a neighborhood purpose grant, so that would need to be added. However, the payee depends on whether it's the school, as in school district, or whether it's a booster club or PTA or whatever. So that has to be specified in the motion. But you would have whatever you have. So you have these 2 neighborhood purpose grants. So whatever it says on the neighborhood purpose grant, then just make sure the motion is consistent so that it matches. So that's my general comment.
Lori, you
Yes.
have the NPG for
I
those?
was, yeah, it's all filled out. I was waiting.
I have the MPG.
Do you have the information?
Do I need you amended to?
No, he's
That
in.
paper.
I know, but doing-
She was amended.
Hold on, what we're talking about?
No, Bell thing is a paper with school or the.
Mr. Treasurer.
Hold on.
It's Lori.
Yeah,
So why not? Lori is the one who did no
it's-
Bell.
Or do you have a copy handy? Like, do you have a copy handy?
Do I, what it would be made out for?
Who's waiting for the check?
The
Nobel 10K Club,
Okay,
so that's what you would make it out to.
then.
Yeah, it's not
But it's
made
not
out
a
to,
school.
it's not
actually like
LAUSD.
It's a booster club?
It's a booster club
Okay,
for
so
the
that
Ruddy
makes
Club,
it
yeah.
Is your booster club a nonprofit booster club? Or the school or?
No, it's a 500.
It's its own little thing, the club. Like there's like the PTA, and then there's the theater club, and then there's this little club.
When was this event on?
When you submitted the MPG, so, yeah, that's all we need.
I would love you.
She wanted to bring the t-shirt to show it.
So there's what we're gonna do with council, so you guys are in the middle there.
Give me extras.
All right, what do we need?
So, do you need me to talk on this? I just came up. Lori, is that for me? Yes, it is.
Can we-
Do you want me to make some other stuff?
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
I just lost it. Lost the track of the higher cost. I didn't have a motion. I didn't have a second. We
No
weren't-
motion.
Okay.
I have a motion.
All right, make the motion.
Okay,
Stay where you are.
Oh, me?
I move that we approve the neighborhood purpose grant for 400 to the Nobel,
500.
I'm sorry, 500, what's the Nobel, what's it called?
Nobel 10K Club.
Okay, I move that we approve the neighborhood purpose grant for 500 to the Nobel 10K Run Club, and I move that we approve the neighborhood purpose grant for $800 for the Southern California Valley Disaster Preparedness Fund to sponsor, Southern California Disaster Preparedness. No, I'm sorry.
The important thing is for the note taker to hear you. so-
Okay, I'll read it again.
I got
You got it?
Got it, good.
I made it.
All right. You good? Can I have a second? We need one second.
Second.
Okay. Lauren, what do you want to say?
I didn't know if we needed to explain any of this.
No, we're good. We're good.
Wait,
Money.
where's the pop-up tent? Just kidding.
Any other public comment on these two items? Sir, do you want to say something?
Yes.
1 and 3.
Yes, on 12-3, the disaster preparedness fair.
Yes, sir.
This is a good thing.